interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Proper theater etiquette. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Real Film Talk. My name is Braunlich, and today we got a special episode for you all. Over the years, going to the movie theater was a fun time. It would be an excuse to go out with friends, family, or sometimes by yourself, just to forget about life for a while. However, over the time, right around when we got out of a worldwide pandemic, it seemed like going to the theaters isn't the same. As an avid theater attendant,
we must do something about this.
That's why I'm taking this opportunity to share and go over some proper do's and don'ts. Allow me to present to you proper theater etiquette. Now, this will basically explain some rather simple stuff that I think are very important when it comes to going to the movie theater. Some stuff you might already know, some stuff you may not know. I'll go over the parts that I think are the most essential. Now, this isn't going to be a rant on going to the movies, just doing what I can to make sure you have the best possible experience when seeing a movie on the big screen. Now, without further ado, let us begin. Possibly one of the most important things you need to do when going to the movies is kind of split into two parts. Allow me to explain. First, you need to know what movie you want to see before you head to the theater. Look up showtimes and find a time that's most convenient for you and anyone else if you're going with a friend or a family member. Which brings me to part two of this argument. You want to make sure you get to the theater at a reasonable time. Don't arrive at the theater with 5 to 10 minutes before the movie starts, because there's a possibility of a line that could have you missing some of the movie. Granted, the previews may still be going on, but you might want to watch those too. One more thing I wanted to address. Please don't arrive in your seat 10 minutes after the movie is supposed to start, because that would be distracting to some of the people around you. Now, another thing that is important is buying a ticket and seating. Depending on the show time and when you will decide to go to the movies will determine how many seats are available. There will be a few seats that may be limited. Looking at you, comic book movies. Although there is a good chance there are a decent number of seats left. This kind of goes back to my first argument, where you should arrive at a reasonable time. There was one time I went to the theater and the Taylor Swift movie was playing. The line literally was going out the door, so something to keep in mind. Next thing on the list is the concession stand. It is important to know what you want by the time you get to the register. There's a chance there'll be people behind you who also want to get their popcorn, candy, drinks, or whatever your local theater serves. Don't just stand there for a few minutes looking at the menu.
Can you believe this guy? He's taking way too long.
Wait, what did you say? You'll have just enough time to make a decision before you make it to the front. After you get your snacks, make sure you get everything else you need, whether that is filling your drink, putting butter in your popcorn, or even finding napkins, or simply taking a quick bathroom break. Then that is the time to do so before going to the theater. The next thing I want to talk about is actually sitting in the theater and waiting for the movie to start. Back then, we used to sit wherever we'd like in the theater. Nowadays, it's assigned seating, which isn't terrible, and I think it's probably easier than just picking a seat when you get there. When you get to your seat, that would be the time to check your phone, look at your social media, go on Twitter and tweet, why is this guy in the video still talking? Wait, you're actually tweeting that?
Yeah.
Why would anybody listen to you? I don't know whether to feel honored or hurt.
It's all about the previews.
This is a weirdo. Perhaps both. In my opinion, you'd want to get to your seats before previews start, because who knows, maybe they'll show a preview for a movie you'd like to see when it's released, or not. That is also an okay time to talk to the people you're with about what movies you'd like to see. I remember seeing a few trailers with some of my friends and saying to them, that looks like a really good movie. We should check it out. Now, when the lights begin to dim, that's where the magic happens. From the start of the movie to the end, it is important for you to treat not only the people around you, but the theater the proper respect it deserves. Turn your phone on silent, and if your phone happens to go off during the movie, kindly get up
And get out.
Okay, I'm going, jeez. I think it should go without saying that using your phone while a movie is playing in the theater is rude, but yet I'll say it anyways. It's rude. It ruins the experience for everyone in the theater trying to watch the movie, and it's very distracting. Unless it's an emergency, you should put your phone on silent and keep it there until the credits start rolling. Now let's talk about something that I think some people might agree on, and that's giving commentary during the movie. This isn't Mystery Science Theater 3000, where you can crack jokes at the movie as much as you want. There are other people in the theater with you, and it's pretty unethical to constantly comment on literally everything you see. One example I can think of is when I went to see Bumblebee in theaters, and there were a couple people in the back making comments on literally every scene. Unfortunately, that's one of the many bad theater experiences I've had. What are some of the others, you might ask? Well, here's the list.
2 hours later.
And that is the whole list of all the bad theater experiences. Now back to the lesson. I think giving a reaction can be fun, as long as it's not over the top. You know those audience reaction videos of different movies that come out? That can be a lot of fun. Trust me, I've been a part of many of those. However, you need to cheer and laugh at every scene of dialogue, then that's the part when I've had enough. And I think some people might get a little annoyed comparing this to the commentary part of this video. At the end of the movie, if you end up liking it, it's okay to applaud. Yes, I know the people who made the movie aren't at the theater in person, but it just shows you enjoyed the product they gave you. I do it sometimes if I enjoy the movie. Don't judge me! Now, if you see a movie before all of your friends, please be considerate and keep spoilers to a minimum. Don't be that person who gives away everything in the story, because it's not nice, and it's important to be nice. Hey, so I hear Darth Vader is actually his dad. Why would you tell me that? You know, this is the reason why I never invite you to go to the movies anymore. So that just about does it for my theater etiquette lesson. Hope you all enjoyed it and hope you learned something for the next time you see a movie in your local theater. Hey, maybe I'll see you there. Until next time, this is Will Braunlich and I will see you at the movies. Save a seat for me.
Stop your order already. The bit is over. The show is over already.
Funding for Simsbury Community Television is provided in part